Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's version of Live Chats with Maggie and Bunny. I am Bunny Keating, and this is Maggie Morris.
Hi, everybody.
So today we have decided that we are going to talk about something that is front and center in both of Maggie's and my life. I mean, it comes up a lot, but it's definitely front and center today, right now, what we're experiencing. And since that's what we're trying to do with our talks here, we're talking about everyday life and what we're going through. It's talking about going out of our comfort zone. So, Maggie, do you have some examples of times where you're going out of your comfort zone or things that you do when you go out of your comfort zone?
Besides this particular moment, yeah, 2020, when I had to start doing a lot of what I do through Zoom and doing live posts, I had never done live posts, very much before that. So, of course, that puts you out of your comfort zone. But another one that's a good example to me is when I first started changing my life and learning about spirituality and learning about different things within the spiritual community. I decided that I wanted to learn about meditation and mindfulness and all this stuff. And so I looked up groups to go to. Like somebody said, well, just go to a group, go to a group, go to a group. So I did. And I found a group online. But it took me 3 times before I got out of the car and actually went in
Wow.
because that pushed me so far out of my comfort zone to go somewhere that I had never been before, to go somewhere alone and just walk in and be vulnerable. Because when we're out of our comfort zone, we're allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. And that's what the whole comfort zone is all about. And when I feel my soul pushing me out of my comfort zone, I know it's usually going to end up being something really good.
It's
Even
true.
though it scares the shit out of me, it's going to be something really good. What do you think about that, Bunny?
That's definitely true. Like I was going to say that when I was thinking about that myself, is that every single time that I've been pushed out of my comfort zone, it's that mixture of excitement and fear that you feel, and in the stomach, in my stomach, that's where I feel it because I am a feeler, and I feel that little turning and the butterflies and that excitement, that fear, and pushing through that, and then doing the thing anyway, following and trusting that this is the thing that I need to do. I have never, ever not benefited. Like it's always been the most incredible experiences when I've listened to that and pushed through that fear anyway. And just recently I heard the saying, which was saying you can't be courageous without fear, so and that's really true. Like you can't find your courage if you're not afraid. And so sometimes
Right.
putting myself out that comfort zone is what it is. Now for me, it could be something like talking on the phone, like calling the doctor to make an appointment, or even ordering pizza. Those kind of things, like that can push me out of my comfort zone, and it can actually causes physical, like my heart starts beating fast and I get nervous. But I do find some coping things, some telling myself over and over again I'm safe, everything's okay.
Right.
Like you said, it's being vulnerable and just allowing the idea that you're going to be okay, you're fine, everything is going to work out. And so like just trust and see what happens. And
Yeah. I have a question for those viewing or those listening on the podcast. Do you think that you can be scared and excited all at the same time? Because I've recently experienced that in some new things that I've been doing and some new places of getting myself out there. And I've commented this to you, Bunny, on numerous occasions. I'm so excited, scared.
yeah.
So when I was walking my dog this morning, I was thinking about that emotion and I made up a new word. It's called scare sighted.
Oh wow. That's a good one.
Because I fully believe when we step out of our comfort zone and do new things that are going to probably be fabulous for us, we feel that emotion of scare sighted. I'm
Yeah, we
so
definitely.
scared what I'm doing, but I'm so excited. So here in 2023, Maggie created a new word called scare sighted.
Very nice. I like it. And when you said that, like immediately, I think about the things like the biggest moments in my life of being scarce-sighted, like the first day of college or my wedding day or when I was giving birth to my children, you know. So there were fears in that, but I was also super excited because these were big, giant moments in my life. And yeah, scarce-sighted does make sense. I was both scared and excited at the same time.
So I think it's important to give ourselves permission to be scarce-sighted when we're walking out of our comfort zone, and to recognize that that traditional comfort zone that we stayed in to protect ourselves is okay to get out of. It's okay to try new things. What's the worst thing that could happen? What's the worst thing that can happen when you try something new? Probably not the worst thing that we're imagining. Unless you're being chased by a bear and you decide you want to just sit down and become bear meat. But for the most part, when we're challenged to step out of our comfort zone, the worst thing that we're imagining is never going to happen.
Never gonna happen.
Never going to happen. And like you said, when we become vulnerable, it's all about being okay with that. So giving ourselves permission to try new things and just do it.
Just do it.
Just just
If we can
embrace
borrow
that.
we can borrow Nike's saying for a little
We can borrow that for our new scarce-sighted word. Enjoy yourself when you become scarce-sighted.
Yeah. And I mean, for me too, I have a little bit of social anxiety. So I also have like where if I was to go into a new place, a new workplace or anything like that, new training class or all of those kind of things. And what I would do is I would always find somebody. So with you, when you and I met, it was actually in that same place where you were talking about that meeting where it took you 3 times to come in. And what happened there? We talk about this all the time. You sat down beside me and I just felt your energy and I looked at you and I was like, I need to know you and I need to keep knowing you.
And
No
look at
matter
us
what.
now.
Yeah. And so that's the whole thing. And so stepping out of that comfort zone, even giving a compliment to somebody, that's another thing that for me, how scared I get at saying to somebody, I really like your dress, or I really like your hat, or your hair looks amazing, or whatever that compliment is. Why am I scared to tell somebody a good thing? Because I'm worried about their reaction. But you know what? Honestly, most of the time, almost 100% of the time, I can't even think of a time when it didn't. The people lit up, smiled, and said thank you because I made them feel good. And even though I was so scared, so stepping out of that comfort zone and saying, hey, you look good today. So Maggie, you look good today.
Thanks. And for our listeners, I would also say, as a challenge to you, let us know in the comments. Tell us why or a time that you did feel scarce-sighted, and or a time that you stepped out of your comfort zone. Let's blow up the internet and wherever you're listening to this with encouraging ways that nothing bad happened when I stepped out of my comfort zone. I didn't blow up into a million pieces. Everything turned out okay because we're all still here.
And that does remind me, so you said wherever you're watching on the internet, please let us know. So we do these every Monday afternoon, live on our Facebook page at Above and Beyond. And you can always follow that, as well as we have our website. We also do have our YouTube channel, so at Above and Beyond. We're at Above and Beyond everywhere. We have a TikTok as well, so we're doing small little videos there. Our Instagram, everything like that. So go ahead and follow us, comment, like us, share us, whatever you can do so you can help us grow our audience.
Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day.
See you next week.
Nearsighted as it is. Bye.
Bye.